We are experts in the application of violence. We possess the mindset and will to do what is necessary. We are Tier 1. That was the dialogue spoken in the first real trailer for the reboot of Medal of Honor. And since then, the term Tier 1 has been associated with American Special Operation units like Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, and others which we'll talk about later. But first, let it clear that Tier 1 is not a rating system, but a funding system. It just so happens that these units fall under the top level of funding. It remains a non-official method of organizing the different levels of units. In the US military, there are 5 Tier 1 Special Operation Forces that fall under the Joint Special Operations Command, J-Soc. The command is responsible for classified missions approved at the highest level. For example, J-Soc organized task forces in Iraq and Afghanistan wars to hunt down the enemy's senior leadership. The Tier 1 landscape is full of elite warriors, but the intelligence support activity stands alone, the ultimate intel ghost in the whole command. This is a unit of about 300 members formed in 1981. Despite its modest name, ISA holds Tier 1 status. They are expert in gathering human and signal intelligence through field contacts and intercepting communications to support operations of Delta Force and Devgru. Its members frequently collaborate with the J-Soc and the CIA. They are often multilingual and skilled in various intelligence gathering techniques. At the start of the war in Afghanistan, the ISA was codenamed Grey Fox. These operatives worked alongside Delta Force and Devgru in Afghanistan's mountainous regions. They intercepted enemy communications and established observation posts alongside special operations units. Actions credited with saving lives of over 100 soldiers from the 10th Mountain Division and 101st Airborne Division during Operation Anaconda. They also played a crucial role in the reconnaissance before the raid that took out bin Laden. The unit played a key role in the search for Saddam Hussein during the US-led invasion of Iraq. Most of the operatives come from the US Army Special Forces, but candidates also come from other military branches. Those assigned to the field operations, communications, and signal intelligence squadrons go through a rigorous assessment and selection process. Once selected, they undergo further specialized training courses. Like all units, the intelligence support activity has operational detachments and support detachments, including intelligence analysis, medical, and logistics teams. Foreign language skills, while highly valued, but aren't required to join the ISA. However, if you're a SIGINT or HUMINT operator working on covert missions in hostile areas with other special missions units, knowing several languages like Persian, Arabic, Pashto, or Lebanese is a must. The training course covers a variety of skills, including infiltration techniques, advanced air operations, offensive off-road driving, personal defense tactics, using cutting-edge communications equipment, deep surveillance, tradecraft, weapons handling, hand-to-hand combat, and signals intelligence. The 24th Special Tactics Squadron is an Air Force component of J-Soc, stationed at Pope Field, North Carolina. This unit serves as the Air Force's Special Operations Ground Force, providing airmen to J-Soc, including pararescue men, combat controllers, special reconnaissance, and tactical air control party personnel. They are trained to carry out classified and clandestine operations like direct action, counterterrorism, counterinsurgency, hostage rescue, and special reconnaissance. While they conduct some missions independently, they are primarily known for supporting Delta Force and SEAL Team 6. Within this group, combat controllers are also certified FAA air traffic controllers. Their mission is to covertly deploy into combat and hostile environments to establish assault zones or airfields. While doing this, they manage air traffic control, provide fire support, handle command and control, conduct direct action, counterterrorism operations, foreign internal defense, humanitarian assistance, and perform special reconnaissance. Their motto, "First There," reaffirms their commitment to undertake the most dangerous missions behind enemy lines by leading the way for other forces to follow. The squadron is the oldest special forces group in the US military, with origins dating back to World War II, long before special operations became a widespread military doctrine. Over the years, the unit has been redesignated and restructured multiple times, ultimately becoming the 24th Special Tactics Squadron in 1992. The unit was involved heavily in activities in Iraq and Afghanistan as part of the J-Soc groups, Task Force 121, Task Force 626, and Task Force 145. The Regimental Reconnaissance Company, RRC, is an elite unit within the 75th Ranger Regiment Special Troops Battalion. The RRC carries out special reconnaissance for the 75th Rangers and for J-Soc. When it was a detachment-sized unit, the RRC, formerly RRD, consisted of 3 6-man teams and a headquarters element. The primary mission of the RRC is long-range special reconnaissance. These teams are highly trained to stealthily infiltrate behind enemy lines to gather intelligence and conduct surveillance on targets. Once in position, they can direct air or missile strikes at the target. They may also jump ahead of the main forces of Ranger or J-Soc to secure and mark landing zones. Another key role is deploying tactical equipment like sensors and navigation beacons. RRC operatives are skilled in various military free-fall operations, including high-altitude, low-opening HALO and high-altitude, high-opening HAHO. They can also infiltrate and exfiltrate via submarines or small boats, and many are trained in scuba and rebreather operations. Phase 1 of the RRC selection process is an intense 2-week challenge held in an undisclosed location. Candidates are pushed to their limits with advanced land navigation, carrying 60 to 70 pounds of gear while covering 12 to 18 miles daily over rugged, mountainous terrain. Fast-paced ruck marches are also part of the daily grind. As if that weren't tough enough, there's a grueling event where they must ruck approximately 30 to 40 miles, though the exact distance remains a mystery. On top of the physical demands, candidates undergo a series of psychological evaluations, interviews, and must pass a board review to progress to Phase 2. Phase 2 is a tough 29-week recon training course where candidates acquire the essential skills to operate as J-Soc's reconnaissance asset. During this phase, they build the foundation by mastering military freefall, advanced communications, spy photography, and fieldcraft techniques. They also learn infiltration and exfiltration methods, close air support, advanced driving techniques, demolitions, advanced medical techniques, and tactical man tracking. In the past, only soldiers from the 75th Rangers could join the unit. Now, it's open to qualified soldiers from Ranger School, Airborne Qualified, and has completed the Reconnaissance Surveillance Leaders course. They have carried out high-stakes missions in Haiti, Bosnia, Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. SEAL Team 6, formerly known as the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, or DevGru, is a name that needs no introduction. They are responsible for off-the-grid black ops directly under the command of J-Soc. They are not regular SEALs, rather, best of the best, as they are selected from the existing pool of Navy SEALs. While standard SEAL units already demand a high level of physical fitness comparable to that of professional athletes, aspiring members face an even greater challenge: the Green Team. This grueling 6-month selection course is specifically designed to push candidates both physically and mentally beyond their limits, which involves excelling in challenging tests such as timed runs and swims under difficult conditions. In addition to these basic requirements, potential members are also expected to demonstrate exceptional endurance during long-distance ruck marches over rough terrain. A key element of their training regime revolves around mastering diverse combat techniques crucial for navigating demanding field environments. Among these is close quarters battle CQB, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. These elite warriors also undergo intensive training in sniper and breaching techniques. Breaching, a skill vital for scenarios like hostage rescue. During Operation Neptune Spear or Captain Phillips' encounter with pirates, this skill becomes particularly critical as it involves forcibly entering secured areas. Moreover, SEAL Team 6 operators dedicate significant effort to honing their free-fall expertise, particularly in HALO and HAHO jumps. While many Special Operation Forces undergo free-fall training, SEAL Team 6 elevates their skills to the next level, achieving mastery in free-fall techniques, rigorous training, and relentless practice. But they spare no expense in ensuring that they can execute such missions with great precision. For example, during the raid on Osama bin Laden, they maintained a ready assault team prepared to execute a HAHO at a moment's notice to either capture or neutralize him. But let's explore. How does SEAL Team 6 operate to achieve their goals? Well, they've got a pretty slick setup. In total, there are 6 squadrons, each with its own unique role and expertise. Now, here's the kicker. 4 of these squadrons are the assault squadrons. the heart of the action where the operators shine. It's pretty much a given that SEAL Team 6 has cemented its status not only as Tier 1 Special Operations Unit, but as an iconic force to be reckoned with. Delta Force stands as the tip of the spear for the entire US military, a clandestine force whose existence is not officially unacknowledged by the US government, but they are known by a string of codenames: 1st Operational Detachment-Delta, Combat Applications Group CAG, Army Compartmented Elements ACE. This Tier 1 unit operates in the shadows, a whisper compared to the roar of conventional forces. Composed of elite warriors, Delta draws from the Green Berets, but their loyalty lies with the mission, not any one branch. They're not called soldiers but Delta operators. They work for the Army, the FBI, and the CIA. Since their inception in 1977, stories of the Delta Force's exploits and missions have leaked out, little by little, eventually forming a brief sketch of the unit. During Operation Urgent Fury in Grenada, their actions played a key role in restoring stability to the region. Delta Force stands as one of 2 military units in the US entrusted with counter-terrorist operations. Much like its counterpart, the Navy's Devgru, Delta Force stands ready for deployment at a moment's notice. But here's where it gets intriguing. Unlike Devgru, Delta Force operates under the radar, officially non-existent. In 1977, Beckwith assembled the force, recruiting from the Green Berets, Army Rangers, and the Airborne divisions. Beckwith created a grueling training course based on that of the British Special Air Service SAS, but the real mystery lies in their selection process. Delta Force scouts talent from across all branches of the military, seeking individuals with exceptional abilities. Legend has it that Delta Force candidates must exhibit 100% accuracy in shooting from 600 yards and 90% accuracy at 1,000 yards. But how does this secret unit work? Delta Force consists of A, B, C, and D squadrons, complemented by a Combat Force Squadron, Signal Squadron, Aviation Platoon, and an intriguingly named Funny Platoon, the intelligence gathering arm of Delta Force. The combat squadrons are composed of smaller units called troops, which specialize in airborne, ground, or water insertion, much like the Green Berets. Ultimately, troops can split into small mission teams of up to 12 people, or as few as 1. But are they really effective, or loose cannons? Yet, this group has faced scrutiny for embarking on missions that skirt the edges of standard military regulations. Delta Force operates on funds from classified government coffers, shielded from public eye, and is thought to report directly to the President. However, some argue that its mission in upholding America's position as a dominant force and global power requires the freedom from constraints and oversight that typically govern military actions. Alright, that's all Uncle Sam wants you to know about these Tier 1 heroes, for now. Maybe next year they'll declassify how to use grappling hooks. Just saying. We'd love to hear your theories in the comments. Like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive